I fasted for 2 weeks and lost about 17 pounds, and I went from being 205 pounds all the way to 188 pounds. And the reason why I did this was many reasons, but mainly to lose weight and to detoxify my body from all the junk I was consuming, junk food, alcohol. Fasting for that long will help your body rebuild cells. It's called autophagy, but yeah, so it was a very challenging time. 2 weeks without food. All I had was water with electrolytes. And at first I was having green tea, but it was getting to the point where it was making me feel kind of uneasy whenever I had it. So I just stuck with water. So that was another hard part because I went from having coffee every day to having no caffeine at all, and caffeine withdrawal was really intense at first. I did this at the beginning of January of 2026. Basically, I was micro New Year resolution to start off the year with a good change, and it really helped me get back to my previous weight before gaining all that weight and getting to 205 pounds. Now I'm fluctuating between 190 and 195 with water weight and all that stuff, and I have different goals now. I'm trying to go to the gym every day and do weight training, so now my priority isn't fasting as much, but more so to have a larger protein intake. But yeah, so I just wanted to share my experience of fasting for 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, overall it was really tough. The first 2 days, the hard part was the hunger, getting through the hunger, trying not to cave in to the temptation of eating. And then after that, once the hunger dissipates, which is all will happen all the time when you fast, when the hunger goes away, the hardest part for me was the cravings. It became a mental battle after that instead of a physical battle. The hardest part was the cravings, because I could easily order food on Uber Eats or anything, or go where I work, go to where they have food and buy whatever I want. So the temptation of doing that was super hard, and the cravings too, because when I am hungry, even though the hunger goes away whenever I think of food, the hunger will come back. So having that feeling of hunger and thinking about food, it's not a good combination, and just made it harder. So yeah, that was really tough. Besides the craving and hunger, the other hard part was my energy, because it was 2 weeks, which is pretty extreme and intense. The hard part was having to go to work every day. I'm walking around for 8 hours at least, so yeah, walking 8 hours without food and just water really drained me. I would go home and immediately have to sit down and lie down, and I couldn't do much. But I mean, despite all the hard aspects of fasting, the benefit from fasting was very much worth going through all the hard things about fasting. So when you fast, I think it's after 3 days, as I mentioned before, your body goes into what's called autophagy. Basically, your body will start recycling any damaged cells that you have in your body, any bad cells. It'll start recycling and consuming the bad cells, and the cells in your body just starts regenerating. So anything that's like damaged or that's not good, it'll start cleaning things up and everything. And that's super good, especially if you're doing it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks straight of just cell regeneration. Yeah, like basically de-aging. That's a fantastic way to de-age. I mean, yeah, so that's super good for my body. My immune system, your immune system resets. Fasting like that will definitely help your immune system regenerate and become stronger. And I do feel it. A lot of people around me get sick, and I'm not getting sick as often, and when I do, I get over it pretty fast. Another thing too, about a year ago, I sprained my ankle while playing soccer around May of 2025, and up until I would even say December of 2025, I still felt certain effects from that sprain. So what I mean is, like, for example, in the morning, whenever I get up and I would start walking, the ankle that I sprained, even though it's better, at the time it was better and healed, every time I walk I could feel it click, and kind of like, it was very it didn't hurt, but it was very uncomfortable. So it took me a while. When I walk, it'd be like and then after it would stop clicking. And then even when I'm walking randomly, like depending on how I put my foot down, I could feel like a little bit of like weakness in the ankle, and it feels like not good. But I did notice after that fast that almost all of those symptoms or whatever went away. Now in the mornings my ankle doesn't click anymore, and rarely I would feel my ankle like tweak and feel weird. Yeah, obviously I have to still do like my own type of physiotherapy on it and make my ankle stronger with exercises, but my point is that with the fasting and what I'm assuming is autophagy and cell regeneration, it healed my tendon or whatever got sprained. It somewhat healed it. So that's another thing, a good thing that I got from fasting for the 2 weeks. And yeah, there's many reasons for me to do those 2 weeks of fasting. Prior to that, I was living a life of just indulging a lot in alcohol and junk food, mainly because I knew that in the new year I was going to give up alcohol and like seriously pursue a much healthier lifestyle. So not a good excuse, but I did use that as an excuse of purposely indulging as much as I can before I know I'm going to give it up, which is whatever. It is what it is. I was already big at that point, and yeah. So now after New Year's, I gave up alcohol for the year and decided that I'm gonna go into this 2-week fast. And again, yeah, I went from 205 pounds to about 188, 190 pounds, and I haven't had alcohol since. I don't plan to, and even if I wanted to, it's no point, because right now I'm on a different journey and different goals. I want to achieve a better physique and stuff. So having alcohol and junk food like I used to is no point. But yeah, so that's why I did the fasting. Helped me lose weight too. Obviously, yeah, I had a big gut. I can put the picture on the screen. I had a huge protruding gut. It was horrible. And then within the 2 weeks, that went away. And so what is causing that gut? Actually, let's talk about that. It's called visceral fat. Visceral fat is basically the fat. There's different types of fat. There's fat on your stomach that you could squeeze, or whatever, like on your body that you can squeeze. And visceral fat is the fat that's in between your organs. And when you're at a point where you're consuming a lot of junk food and alcohol, and your body keeps getting fatter and fatter, your body's going to start storing fat between the organs. Especially if you're having beer. That's why I call it beer belly. Your stomach will start protruding out like that, because your organs and your stomach and everything around them, there's fat, literal fat. So that's why your stomach is protruding. And I had that. It was very uncomfortable and very, like, every time I look in the mirror, I was very shamed. It's very shameful. So it's a good thing that I did that fasting to get rid of it. That's one of the things I'm very happy about, getting rid of the belly and everything, because it sucked. It really sucked. Like, even just tying my shoes, bending down, like I could feel my stomach pinch, and it was super uncomfortable, and I felt like a loser, and very embarrassing. But whatever, as long as I did the fasting, that's what I'm very proud of too, and everything. So I made sure to stay hydrated. I had a 60-ounce water bottle that I drank throughout the day. I didn't chug it or anything. I had it filled up all the way with electrolytes. On the electrolyte container, it says 15 calories or something, but because I had it in a 60-something ounce bottle, and it was filled and it was pretty much diluted, so it wasn't exactly 15 calories all at once. It was, since I'm taking a sip throughout the whole day, those 15 calories didn't really affect me. But either way, 15 calories is not enough to break that fast, so I was good either way. So that's what I did for water, electrolytes in a big bottle, and drank it throughout the day. Yeah, it's just a mental game at that point, getting past the cravings, past the hunger, it's hard because no matter what, like let's say you're at work, you're gonna see people eating, and then you're gonna smell food, and there's food everywhere. We don't notice, but once you're doing something like fasting, you kind of realize like how much food plays a factor in our life and everything. So it's pretty crazy when you think about it. Come the second week, I did feel a lot weaker and tired. Getting through that was just kind of enduring the tiredness. I would, even though I said I walk a lot in my job, at that point there were times where I literally just sat down like 70% of my shift. Sometimes it's different because I've fasted before this 2 week time. There's times where I fasted for 3 days a week or whatever, so each time is different, but I didn't feel it as much this time, which is weird. But most of the time when I do fast, when you are fasting and you're taking away food from your body, after a certain amount of days, I think like day 2 or 3, your body will go into a state of ketosis. And for those that don't know, being in that state of ketosis means that your body, I think it's your liver, will start producing this chemical called ketones. And essentially those ketones will start allowing your body to take the stored fat in your stomach and the visceral fat and use that fat as energy. And basically your body will be eating that fat, which is why people lose fat and weight when they're fasting. So being in that state, you still get energized, but not as much as you would be if you were having food or whatever. So it is like kind of like an autopilot energizing system, or like a backup generator. It's still running on energy, but it's not that much. But it's still good because you are burning the fat. But what it does help with is mental sharpness. During those 2 weeks, I was very like focused. Like I found it that I could focus easily on things, because being in that state of ketosis, when your body's producing ketones, it also helps with like kind of feeding your brain too, which is why it's helping with the mental sharpness. You're feeding your brain is running on that ketones and everything, which is really good for your brain. It's kind of like putting your brain on like turbocharge. That's pretty much how it was for me fasting for 2 weeks, hydrating myself, getting tired, having to deal with the cravings and the hunger for the first 2 days. And at the end of the fast, so the way to break a fast, and it's if you are fasting, doesn't matter for 2 weeks or 2 days or whatever, it's very important that you break the fast properly. So I did make this mistake the first couple of times I used to fast. Starting off, I would fast for like a day or whatever. More like when I was trying to get into fasting more, like fasting every other week, whatever, I wouldn't break the fast properly. So at the end of the 2 weeks, what I did was I got beef bone broth. You can get any beef bone broth, but it's obviously better to get the organic one because it's better for you. You just and it's super easy. You just put it in the pot on the stove and heat it up until it's boiler. Add salt, and then you slowly consume it. You don't like chug the whole thing. You just like slowly have a little bit, spoonful. You have one bowl, like one good bowl, and then you can do like half an hour later or an hour, you can have a plate of scrambled eggs. So what I did was I got 2 eggs and I just made scrambled eggs. And then if you really feel the need to, you can wait another like hour and then have something that's a little bit more heavy than eggs and soup. So what I did was I had a chicken thigh that was roasted in the oven, and I did that, and I think I had avocado with it. Yeah, it felt good. And that's how I broke my fast, and that's how you're supposed to break any fast. You start off with soup, bone broth soup, like just the liquid, nothing in the soup. And you prepare that, and then you wait like half an hour to an hour, and then have something light like scrambled eggs. And then if you want to have some sort of like protein, probably not a steak because that might be too heavy, so like maybe chicken or something. So that was like my experience for fasting for 2 weeks, and I'm glad I did it because now I'm at a weight that I'm happy to be in, although I'm still continuing to be healthy and be more active and stuff. But I'm glad I'm not 205 pounds because yeah, it was pretty bad being in that state. So, but yeah, thank you so much if you made it to this far in the video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to the channel.